bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is COMCAST NEWSMAKERS.
Well, as you well know, it's the political time of season. How could you miss it? And Mike DeNunzio is with us right now. He is running for supervisor in the city of San Francisco, District 3, which is a big district, including Ferry Building and out and around in North Beach and all these different areas. With a name like DeNunzio, I would think that North Beach would be a natural place to be a supervisor.
Well, to some extent, except that our city really is a wonderful diversity now. Frankly, 30% of our population is now Asian.
Right.
So we have to reach out to everybody.
Right. What made you decide after your background? Give us a little more of your background, by the way.
I'm the former president of Community Counseling Service. I have a career here in San Francisco working with civic leaders on projects for better health care, education, social, cultural, civic, religious causes. In fact,
there's always plenty to do in those areas.
You bet. It's a very active city. People are concerned about education and things of that nature.
Yeah, but the decision to run for supervisor?
Well, I'm really concerned that our city is losing its future and we're neglecting our past.
Okay, losing its future in what way?
Well, look at our young people. They're leaving for more affordable housing, for better schools for their children. Our seniors are finding cuts in services, home-based services, affordable housing issues. So we need a supervisor at City Hall that can bring people together. I'm a professional that has run a business, met a payroll. I understand budgets and finance. I'm very familiar with our social services. 2 mayors and a governor have appointed me to city and state commissions. Under Mayor Brown, I was assigned to work with adult protective services. Elder abuse is epidemic in our city. And yet our city, and particularly District 3, has one of the highest percentages of senior citizens of any community. Mayor Newsom appointed me to his 10-year planning council to end chronic homelessness. I worked with Angela Aliotto to help write the city plan for supportive housing. I want to end homelessness, not manage it. And we can end it with people who know about it.
The areas that you bring up are all areas with which I am familiar. Having families move out of the city because they can't afford to live here. One of the things that's been brought up in other people I've talked to is the fact that you can't really have the old middle-class San Francisco families in here again unless they're still own their homes, because you can't move into middle-class homes anymore. You know, whatever used to pass for middle-class homes. Other people have suggested more high-rises and things. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think we have to blend or mix the issue. For example, the Rent Stabilization Act, otherwise known as rent control, was passed in 1979. Today, it is the size of a telephone book. Now, I support rent control. I believe we have to mend it, but not end it, because we see abuses on both sides of the issue. In some cases where landlords are being abused by some types of tenants, and in many cases where tenants are being abused by greed on the part of landlords. And I'm the kind of supervisor that can bring the type of perspective to this so fairness and equity is available to everyone. We presently have in this city anywhere from 9,000 to 18,000 apartments available that are not on the market because a lot of landlords simply don't want to deal with much of the hassle that comes from it.
Okay.
Those apartments would be available for young families.
Okay. Mike, we wish you well. We appreciate you coming in here and running for supervisor, and you've had a long background in the city, and we appreciate that. Mike DeNunzio has been our guest, and he is running for supervisor District 3 in the city of San Francisco. Thanks for joining us.